Krystian Zimerman, polskfødt pianist, fik for nylig årets musikpris. Dagen efter holdt han mesterklasse for unge studerende på konservatoriet i København. Vi sender tv-fiktionsprogrammet Sonning Musikpris 1994.
And now try to play the first page. We don't want to hear that these are the terts are very difficult and that the trills are difficult and the left hand is difficult. We don't want to hear this. We just came from work, we came to a concert, we want to enjoy the concert and we want to have fun and not to hear someone who is working hard and okay? Crescendo, crescendo. Beautiful.
Klaveret, kunsten, kommunikation, kærlighed, det er nogle af nøgleordene for den 38-årige pianist Krystian Zimerman. Han er født i Polen og vandt i 1975 den store Chopin-klaverkonkurrence i Warszawa, og dermed var hans lykke gjort. Han har siden befundet sig blandt verdenspianisternes elite. Og for godt 14 dage siden fik Zimerman overrakt en af de store danske musikpriser, Leonie Sonnings musikpris for 1994. Det skete i forbindelse med en koncert i Tivoli, og der var fuldt hus og overstrømmende anmeldelser. Krystian Zimerman og hans familie har besøgt København i mange år. Han kom her første gang, da han var 18 år gammel i 1974, hvor han var på koncertbesøg sammen med sin kone. Og siden har han indspillet en lang række af sine grammofonplader i København i netop Tivolis koncertsal, dog uden publikum. Dagen efter prisoverrækkelsen kunne man finde Krystian Zimerman i Musikkonservatoriets festsal, hvor han havde lovet at lytte til og vejlede unge studerende. Det blev til en hel dags møde med en stor og beundret kunstner, som generøst og veloplagt videregav tekniske tips og koncerterfaringer til næste generation.
The most difficult is the beginning. still. It's the opening, the largo, the feeling that the music starts here and actually doesn't know yet where to go. Because we don't know from the beginning what will happen next. He's opening the music just as a kind of improvisation. And maybe we could make this improvisation more audible to the people, to have less control here, less ideas that this is a triplet and this is a quaver, and just to have one line of some opening. You know, we would need a more comfortable chair maybe to try. Maybe I'll take one, if you don't mind. This one is not used. Take this chair away and just sit down like completely comfortable, yeah. Just lean here against the chair. Yeah, just forget the people now, forget the whole audience. Just sit down and improvise. You can play different notes. I don't care. It's just you try to improvise the beginning of a piece. Let's say you're a composer, and now you improvise some kind of beginning. You can play also the beginning if you want from the ballada. That saves us time. But you sit comfortable?
Yes.
Very comfortable. Like before the TV set, you know, when there's a boring program in the evening, you just sit like this. And now improvise. Be one thing with the piano. You are still playing the piece. Let me try. I'll try to improvise. I know. We don't have a TV set, so I don't know really how people. I still don't know where it will go, you know? Let's try here. I want to feel the tensions, the different tensions in the chords, because he's having an idea, then 2 seconds later, ting. Suddenly he's abandoning the idea and starting from the beginning to improvise again. And he's trying many times to start the piece, but actually didn't succeed yet, you know? So it's really an improvisation. Try to improvise now more. Play the notes if you want, but just, I want to feel that every note is actually a surprise for me, that I don't know what will happen next. Magic. Okay, very good. Of course, we cannot play like this in a concert because it's too much swimming around. I mean, we have to stick to the notes, we have to stick to the rhythm, and so on and so on. But to have this atmosphere of just composing the piece, you know, so that people feel you are writing the piece right on the spot, that every note is just coming into your mind this very moment. It wasn't written 100 years ago and you just reproduce it, but you really compose the piece in this moment.
Yes. It's hard to do when
Yeah.
a piece is so famous and you've known it since you were small.
Yeah, of course, but yes, you're absolutely right. I had some pieces, it took me years to forget all the recordings because we get these pre-cooked things from, you know, the record we have at home, and we listen and we think we know the piece. We know an interpretation of some guy who played it, but actually the piece is still something different, or can be something different. And this ballada is basically the fantasy which is there, which is unlimited. It's just unbelievable ideas he has here. And, you know, to feel a structure of a piece, I think it's good to play fast the theme, just to know. So this is actually one phrase. So the same applies for the second theme when you play here, just to make it quick.
Yes.
If you have a problem with this kind of melodies, play them very fast, so you see the structure of the piece. Especially in second themes, in things like slow movements. We tend to stick them to one note after another, and we don't have the perspective anymore. It makes very good to just to see the whole piece, to play it very quickly the theme, just the most important moments,
Yes.
so that we get the structure, we get the, you know, hierarchy of importance between the phrases, and then just slow it down and keep the hierarchy of the importance between the particular pieces. Yeah, I think we don't have much time to go deeper into this piece. It's very pity because it's a wonderful piece of music. But I think we'll stop here and just allow other people to play some other things. Very beautiful. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
If you want to stay here somewhere so we can, you know, talk together later.
Hvordan har du det med at sidde og spille Chopin over for en af verdens bedste Chopin-spillere?
Det er først ved at gå op for mig nu, at det skete, fordi han er en af mine største helte overhovedet. Måske den største nulevende for mig. Ja. Jeg valgte balladen i G-mol, fordi en af mine yndlingsindspillinger er hans Chopin-ballade fortolkninger.
Så det er på en gang meget dristigt at gøre det, men på den anden side er det også det rigtige. Og
ja, netop. Så det følte jeg var det rigtige. Og samtidig så han lige indspillet Debussy-præludierne, så tænker jeg, at det ville være meget oplagt at tage 2-3 stykker med af dem.
Har du alt, hvad han har indspillet?
Nej, ikke helt. Jeg så i kataloget, der var lidt mere, end jeg har derhjemme. Ja, okay. Det skal vi have.
Ja, det er godt.
Why do you play for me?
I want to hear if you have some suggestions I can use.
And what if I don't have? You know, everything is so settled here, and everything is so clearly the ideas you have about the pieces. At first, the love you have for these pieces. I'm really in a deep respect for this. Absolutely fantastic. You have very good contact with the keyboard, also from the technique. I don't know what kind of instrument you practice on, how you practice, but the sound you produce is very beautiful in the Abend, and wonderful experience, absolutely wonderful experience from you. And actually, when I hear this kind of interpretation, I wouldn't like to change anything. I would like you to have the opportunity to play 10 concerts with this piece, so that you can experiment in the concert hall, that you can learn how to build the contact with the audience, how to make the people feel that what you feel when you play the pieces. But this is not something one can say. One has to experience it oneself just by playing concerts. So I would love when the students have more opportunities to play concerts, just, you know, to prove themselves, to find new ways. Because this is the best way to learn things, the moment you are on this level of perfection. Because you hardly played one wrong note in this whole performance. Just sitting down at the piano is absolutely amazing. And these are not easy pieces. Play once more. I just want to hear it once more because you played it so beautiful. Okay, thank you. Remember, in the concert hall, when you play it, it depends, of course, very much from the acoustic. But you might find necessary to project more, to project more the melody. This hall is very small, so it reaches up to the last row, and it's still beautiful, it's still very nice. And one shouldn't play, it's absolutely perfect. So just remember this, that in a big concert hall, you will probably have to make bigger differences between the melody, or that what you consider the melody, and the rest, the harmonic things. Now, the second thing, the Aufschwung. Try to make a big sound, you know, for forte. Wonderful. Don't change anything. There's this B here. It's not a melody anymore, so you can have more bass. Yeah. Just leave this out here, because you know the melody finishes here. So he's quite consciously actually going now with the left hand here. This B is not so interesting, so it's anyway. Beautiful, beautiful. And from here, all the time, remember from, you know, to hold, if you stand, just to put the hands down like this. So then you have, try. To put the whole power down into the hand. Yeah. So relax, you know. Relax, and from here, a lot of energy coming from the back, just. Too much coming from here. Just try to relax and. Don't need more sound here, but big concert hall, you may be confronted with the problem of just, you know, giving more, and then you know where to take it from. Because when you put it from here, it's a big danger to get in trouble. Now, wonderful playing. I really have great respect to it, and I wish you that you play concerts as soon as possible, so you can try out these things, you can improve the things, you can get the contact with the audience, and you know, have. Do you have something else you wanted to play? Only?
Not now.
Only this piece. Oh, this is so pity. Thank you very much. I will not say any word. Thank you.
Hvordan føles det at få så meget ros til en masterclass? Det var meningen, du skulle undervises. Det gjorde han jo næsten ikke.
Så man bliver helt flov. Man tænker sådan, det kan ikke passe, han må sige.
Er det ikke dejligt?
Jo, det er utroligt. Man bliver meget glad, og det er dejligt at få noget bekræftelse.
Ja. Så jeg kan jo næsten ikke spørge dig, hvad du har fået ud af det, udover at du er blevet rost, men han lærte dig jo ikke noget rigtigt.
Han snakkede om nogle få tekniske ting, som jeg kan tænke over generelt, men det er noget, man skal arbejde med på lang sigt. Ja. Så man kan bare lige spore ind på nogle ting, og så kan man så gå hjem og tænke over det. Ja.
Kendte du hans spil i forvejen? Kender du hans egen spillestil?
Jeg har hørt ham på plader, jeg har set også de videoer, han har lavet, og det er helt utroligt.
Er han et idol på en måde? Er han det?
Jeg glæder mig meget til at møde ham.
Hvad synes du, han er bedst til?
Jeg synes, han er bedst til, altså det som jeg har hørt, var det der mest rørte mig, det har været Beethoven. Altså, han er så meget i balance og stadig så utrolig ekspressiv. Altså, det er utroligt at kombinere de to ting.
This seems to be a different kind of masterclass, but you seem to enjoy teaching.
At first, what is a normal masterclass? Besides, this is not a masterclass at all. It's only a short, very short meeting with the students, just to show my gratitude for the prize I received here, to meet the students, to enjoy their wonderful playing. You've just heard now, it was one student of them who is really a ready pianist who could just play concerts anywhere. And a masterclass, I understand, is something that, you know, a teacher comes for 1 month and is working with the students, is changing things, and then seeing after 2 weeks what the change, how it worked out. So we cannot call it like this. Anyway, it was very interesting for me to see the various talents, to see the various problems, because many things we do on the piano are happening subconsciously. And suddenly the moment I have to verbalize it, it's like you would have to explain to someone what you do when you speak, or what do you do when you walk. You put the right leg and the left leg, but it's not so easy to explain. And that gives me a great opportunity to verbalize things, which I sometimes do completely subconsciously. And suddenly I meet a student who is missing this part, and I have to figure out, have to think how to explain it, how to make it clear what I think is better to do in this situation.
And that's what you get out of it.
And as you heard in the introduction, is basically doing mistakes as many as possible, as soon as possible, and try not to repeat them. Do them once and learn from them.
But you seem to enjoy it.
Yes, I enjoy it very much. Yeah. I hope the students also enjoy it.
You talk a lot about communication and projection to the students. That's important.
It is for me the most important. Because the notes, we're only using these notes for this communication. But so often we concentrate so much on the notes that becomes the whole reason why we play. And I think this is wrong.
But is that something you can learn actually, or is it something some
yes,
people have and other people don't?
Definitely that people learn it at some point. Maybe some people learn it very early in the childhood. Some people learn it later, but it's definitely something you absorb somewhere. You learn from the surrounding. To project yourself, to give yourself to the audience. And also to receive a lot of things from the audience. Because the wonderful thing in a concert hall is that it's happening now. It's a real-time experience. You go out on stage and you just know to a certain extent what you are going to do. But actually the final picture of the concert is happening right there, on that spot. And the people influence it greatly.
Can you feel during the concert?
Yes,
I have the people on my side.
Yes, definitely. I feel the audience all the time here, and I feel that I want to give something. I feel the moment when it goes into the audience, when it's received by the people, and I feel very strong that what comes back. And it's allowing me to do sometimes things I wouldn't do at home. So sometimes I listen to the concert after and say, why did I do this? I never thought at home that I will go into this direction of the interpretation. It's definitely made in the concert hall. And that's the wonderful thing about live concert experiences, that it's a little bit unpredictable. It's a little bit, there's a big factor of risk, and I like this kind of risk. And it's definitely the final picture is shaped on that very spot, that very moment.
How do you manage to get that feeling when you make gramophone recordings?
This is a completely different cup of tea. You're absolutely right. And we are trying from one hand to make this gramophone recording sound as much of a live concert as possible. From the other hand, we are missing some very vital factors of music creation, of an artistic picture, which is the real-time effect, which is the feedback from the audience. And we have to replace it by some other factors. So it is a different musa responsible for this picture, and also the factor that it's only an audio experience. As I said to one of the students before, the projection goes throughout the whole body. The people look at you and they feel how much you are engaged in the piece through the movements, through the feeling how much you are one thing with the instrument. And that's what the record is missing, of course, giving, from the other hand, some other advantages, audio advantages, which people never have in a concert hall because they are sitting very far, because there is a noise in a concert hall. But this makes sometimes the recording difficult. We have better and better recording equipment. The pianos it's a living thing. I mean, it's one evening it's playing, the other evening it doesn't. It's a piece of felt actually striking a piece of metal, which is very imperfect, and there is nothing going into the direction to make it more perfect. And from the other hand, recording equipment, which is now more and more perfect, showing the imperfection of the instruments more and more. This unreal situation of no noise, which never happens in the real life, because we always have some kind of noise in the concert hall, which is covering the basic noises of the instruments. And also the close pickup of the sound. The people in the concert hall sit very far, so they get already, a different shape of the sound. If you put the microphone very close, you might realize that it's actually a very ugly instrument. It's a percussive instrument. Something is hitting a piece of metal. So that's what makes recordings very, very difficult today. The first thing, are you nervous when you play?
Yes, rather.
Rather. Are you nervous at home when you practice?
It depends. I mean, sometimes I try to imagine I'm playing on stage.
And do you manage to be...
I mean, at times.
Yeah? Oh, this is fantastic, because I wanted to suggest that when one is nervous in a concert, it's a new experience, because we sit at home and we practice and we are not nervous. Of course, there's no reason to be nervous. And we go on stage and suddenly we are nervous. So we are confronted with things, completely different things. And we can create this kind of atmosphere at home by just thinking about the concert, by thinking, you know, playing for a particular date, playing for a particular audience, imagining a particular audience, because I think that would be very good. So, you know, from one side, try to create this nervous atmosphere at home and deal with it, see the problems you have. From the other hand, ask yourself, why are you nervous in a concert? What is the reason and how to cope with it? Is it the feeling that you can't play something and then you become nervous because you have a subconscious feeling that maybe you will miss a note here, and then of course you come closer to this note, and so close you come, you get more and more nervous. Or it's your relation with the audience. Because this is also something which helped me a lot to overcome the problem of being nervous in a concert. I mean, we don't go to a dentist. Imagine these people, they all came here, they dressed up in the morning, they had their breakfast, they took a car, they found a park space, all for that to hear your scherzo. Isn't that incredible? I mean, this is absolutely fantastic thing. We should be so grateful that they come here, and we should give them something in exchange, but there's nothing to be nervous about. So this is maybe the problem of, you know, being nervous, where because of that we are nervous, a lot of quality just gets under the table. We should start to think of the audience in a different sense. These are only people. And if they sit down here, maybe they will also do some mistakes, let's hope. And they come because they want to experience something. Because they wanted to share with you the love for the piece, because they want to feel how much you love this piece. And, you know, this is the basic thing which we used to think about. Just that we come here to produce this contact with them, to make just a feeling of love with everybody, you know? And we are dealing with wonderful, beautiful pieces, and it's all very positive, actually. It's a very nice feeling, isn't it? So there's hardly any reason to be nervous. I don't understand why we are nervous in a concert. And the other thing is, the part of that, why we are nervous, is the feeling of the places which we just can't play, or can't play to the standard we want to hear them. So it's one thing to work on the piece itself, to bring it to the standard of that what you feel you want to do, or to lower your standards, I don't know. And feel positive about the audience. And at the same time to create this feeling at home, to create this atmosphere at home and to deal with it every day. Now going back to the piece, maybe we start now to solve part of the technical problem, because I have a feeling of sometimes you could have more contact with the keys. And you know what I mean is just to take the keys like this. I have a feeling you use a very straight finger, and the moment you use a straight finger, you have a big difficulty in just getting enough power out of the key. Let's try some of the beginning here, especially these places.
The right hand.
Yeah. Yeah, you see, you play it here, and I want you to play it there, on the bottom of the key. Play it slowly, one note after another. But not like a machine. Play like legato, you know. Going from one note to another. Because, you know, this is why you do the wrong notes here, or why you have problems in going down the chord. Because there's no transmission between one finger and the other. You know? Go from one finger to another. Like a cat. Yeah? The fingers have to be more active. Yes, yes, yes. Uh-huh. You know what? Sit down on the floor. Sit down on the floor like this. And now have the finger just hanging. Here, hanging. Yes. No hanging. The whole hand just hanging. Here. Yes, hanging on the last finger. Just on this. The rest is hanging. Here. Everything is hanging. Okay? Now this is the second one, just hanging here. Yeah? So you have contact with the bottom of the key, right with the bottom of the key. And you go one note after another. Look, like this. Okay? Try. Yes, it's better. But this is hanging. This is not playing. This is hanging. Just nothing. So the whole weight of the hand here, everything is just on this. You know? Yes, yes, okay. Yes. You see, this is breaking sometimes. Did you feel that?
Yes.
Sometimes it's breaking. So it's basically, okay, we can stand up. Basically, I would like to think more, we could call it legato actually. This going from one note to another and feeling the bottom of the key. Okay? Mm-hmm. In whatever position you are. Now standing is much more difficult, but look how active the fingers are. They're very active. They go from one hand, from one finger to another. Okay, try this. Yes. Especially the first finger is not active. It's playing like this. It has to take the key. Okay, try the second theme now. I feel more contact now. I feel more contact with the keyboard now. And you start to play like this. I think it will do good once to practice like this to see it. Try the structure here. Let me just try. We can play it fast so we can see how it's built. So much. I don't know. It's still crescendo. He's still going up to here. So to have it. Open it more here, okay? Let's start from the beginning here. And remember, here we are going down to piano, and then we start again. This is one phrase. Hold the phrase, hold the tension. Okay, fine. The structure is okay now. Now it's too fast, of course, but we have now the perspective where we go, and now start in your tempo, feel relaxed, comfortable, and just remember about the structure, that we are going up to about here, in one phrase, okay? still the chords. Play less from the hands. Just let it come from here, like this. You know, like this. To have more just flowing down the energy from here. No. Now you sort of push it. Just make it, you know, why don't you stand now and do this? Yeah. What am I talking about? Good, great, wonderful. What am I talking about? He knows it.
Var du nervøs, da du skulle begynde i dag?
Ja, det var det faktisk.
Fordi det var ligesom om, det kunne han registrere hos dig. Hvad var du nervøs for?
Først og fremmest faktisk, at jeg skulle spille for ham, fordi jeg ved, at han er meget kendt, og jeg gerne om muligt vil gøre indtryk på ham, og jeg kun har den her chance her i dag. Man er selvfølgelig altid nervøs, når man spiller for et publikum, men man er stadig, altså selv i den situation, er jeg normalt klar over, hvilket slags publikum, hvor meget jeg kan tillade mig, hvilken fejlmargen jeg kan kalkulere.
Er du vant til at spille for publikum?
Altså jeg gør det så tit, som jeg kan, men nu har jeg ikke, altså nu spillede jeg for en måned siden i et sæt ved Bastionen, hvor der var 4 tilskuere, plus dem, jeg havde bedt komme. Så jeg er ikke sådan meget professionel i form. Altså.
Han gjorde meget ud af det der med dit anslag og din fingerstilling, din håndstillinger. Hvad fik du ud af det?
Det faktisk også, det tror jeg fik meget ud af. Altså det minder om, hvad jeg har hørt før selvfølgelig, men jeg var overrasket over igen i dag at se, hvordan mine hænder bliver fladere, når jeg bliver nervøs. Altså, at jeg spænder.